Okay, what we're going to do right now is I'm going to show you how to summarize data. Okay, this is a data sheet that data have already been collected on. What I like to do when I'm summarizing data is I like to create a summary sheet. Okay, and what you can see here is the data that we're going to summarize right now is for whole group. Okay, for this particular project, I had 5 different activities I was collecting data during, and so this data sheet that I have right here is the data that we collected during whole group. Okay, so what we're going to do is, if you notice on our data sheet, we have the categories of classroom behavior, persistence, pro-social behavior, self-esteem, self-expression, and then we have a non-occurrence. So that means if none of those behaviors occurred during that particular interval, you would want to be able to have a placeholder so you knew where you were. Because this data sheet right here, if you notice, it's divided into 10 separate minutes, and it's in 30-second intervals. Okay, so this is 0 to 29, and this is 30 to 59, and then you jump to the next minute. The reason that we organize data collection sheets into intervals is to help us when we're collecting reliability. Remember in the book we talked about point-by-point reliability? Yes. That means that what we say happened in the first 30 seconds of minute 1 needs to match what you say in the first 30 seconds of minute 1. So it's just a more stringent comparison. It's more rigorous. Okay. So if we're looking at, let's say we want to summarize the first behavior of classroom skills. Okay. What we're going to do is we will count up the number of classroom behaviors on this particular data sheet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So what we're going to do is we'll go to our summary sheet, and we're going to write on here that there were 8 opportunities where the behavior had a slash mark, and then we're going to divide it. You see, I also here I put the formula. The total number of observed behaviors divided by the total number of intervals, and that's will generate a percentage. Okay, so the way we figure out the total number of intervals is, you see I have 10 minutes on this data sheet, and then I have it in 30-second intervals. So that's going to be 20 intervals, because I have 10 minutes and it's 2 per minute. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to summarize, I'm going to divide 80 by 20, and then I'll come on my calculator, and that's telling me that I have 40%. Okay, now what this tells me is that what I can say from this is that during this observation, the child was observed to exhibit classroom skills 40% of the observed intervals. I can't say 40% of the time because I didn't watch all the time.
Observed intervals.
I just watched for 10 minutes, okay? So then when I'm looking at, let's just do one more just to make sure that, that we understand, okay? We'll look at another behavior category of persistence. So we're just going to count the ones with the slash mark. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so we'll come on to the same date, and we have 12 observations of persistence. And what are we going to divide it by?
20. I mean, by 20.
The total number of intervals, which is 20, and then we'll figure that out, and that is 60%. Okay, so if we were creating a graph to talk about these behaviors, what we would do is, this is the behavior. Let's say if this is our chart for classroom skills, and that was session number 1. What we would do is we would, and you always make these go to 100.
Okay.
We can see that classroom skills was at 40% for this particular session.
Yes.
And so we would go on our graph, and we would put that at 40, and then every time we collected a data point for classroom skills, we would go ahead and transfer it. We would do this in Excel, of course, so it would look very beautiful.
Okay.
But basically what you want to do is create a summary sheet for yourself of the variables of interest, the things that you care about, so that you can summarize them easily, and then you can transfer them onto your Excel file.
All right.